tell you, did they stick the landing or what? I have to give thanks to Apple for letting us watch this on the big screen.
Yeah.
So this epic 9-part series completes the trilogy that Playtone partners Gary Goetzman, Tom Hanks, and also Steven Spielberg made to commemorate the courage and sacrifice of American soldiers in the battle to stop Hitler's Germany and Japan in World War II. So it started with Band of Brothers, which tracked the U.S. Army's 101st Airborne Division. That won 6 Emmys. It continued with the Pacific, which told the story of the Marines in the Pacific Theater, and that won 8 Emmys. So we have an opportunity to find out, from the cast tonight, the challenges and thrills involved in putting together this awe-inspiring series, which has just crushed it in the ratings. First, I want to introduce Gary Goetzman, who, with partner Tom Hanks, has produced everything from the Mamma Mia films, Charlie Wilson's War, Man Called Otto, Polar Express, That Thing You Do, Philadelphia, and before that he was with Jonathan Demme on The Silence of the Lambs, and the Talking Heads docu Stop Making Sense. So, and in a bit of trivia, he was the inspiration for the main character in Paul Thomas Anderson's Licorice Pizza. Masters of the Air marks the completion of 29 episodes of television, and there's a companion documentary, The Bloody 100th, narrated by Tom Hanks, and it features Steven Spielberg talking about what these courageous men did. Now, Gary, I got a question for you, because I expected you to come out alone, so... It's okay. I'll introduce you guys in a second. Why was it so important to you, to Tom, to Steven, to memorialize these stories?
Oh, wow.
Oh, my God.
Hey, man.
Hey.
Hi, everybody. Listen, the best stories are from history, no matter what. Always, for us, nonfiction is always more fascinating than fiction. I know, it's just the way it is, and there's no greater stories of human cost, triumph, passion, love, and just the biggest story of our world is keeping it in a democratic, beautiful place. And so those stories, they're simple.
But now this one, I didn't realize until I watched it how important and crucial what these guys did, because, we all remember Steven Spielberg's Saving Private Ryan, but that D-Day invasion, it couldn't have happened without
these guys, what
they did. Yeah. Talk about that for a sec.
Well, I mean, they were the tenderizer, right, on this tough steak. How's that? And it was our guys, the guys we talk about here, who ran those missions. They didn't exactly know how they were going to go,
Yeah.
And but it was important to soften up the mainland of Europe there so our boys could land without any more jeopardy than they already experienced.
And that's where the title came from. So now for the stars who played some of the brave soldiers in Masters of the Air. Let's start with Callum Turner, who plays Major John Buck Egan. Best pal of Austin Butler's character, Major Dale Buck Clevin. Now Callum's still got lats like a bat from all the rowing George Clooney made him do in The Boys in the Boat.
I know.
It's looking good. So Anthony Boyle plays Lieutenant Harry Crosby, who braved air sickness to become the 100's first navigator, and who guided the pilots through treacherous bombing runs to bullseye strikes that took out everything from German weapons factories, railroad supplies lines, and put the war on Hitler's doorstep. Now Anthony's versatile too. Now he's just it's coming out now. Plays Lincoln assassin John Wilkes Booth in the Apple TV Plus series Mann.
And
killing it, all right?
Definitely
Now,
killing it.
we have Nate Mann, who plays Major Rosie Rosenthal, this heroic pilot who reached the 25 missions needed to go home, but he kept going, reached 52, getting shot down twice. And Barry Keoghan plays the heroic flyer, Lieutenant Curtis Biddick. Now, he was Oscar nominated for The Banshees of Inisherin, and we saw a lot more of his range, and even more than that, if you look closely, in Saltburn. And Raff Law plays Sergeant Ken Lemons, a traffic mechanic who patched up these bullet-riddled planes, kept them airborne. And last but hardly least comes Josiah Cross, who plays Lieutenant Richard Baker, one of the heroic Tuskegee Airmen who were unsung at the time, but when given the chance, bombed the hell out of the Nazis. Welcome, gentlemen. So, Gary, Damian Lewis, Ron Livingston, Donnie Wahlberg, Tom Hardy, Michael Fassbender, James McAvoy, Colin Hanks are among the many who popped in Band of Brothers, who went on to have great career. In the Pacific, we had James Badge Dale, John Bernthal, Rami Malek, and many others who popped in the Pacific. How many speaking roles in Masters of the Air?
325.
Wow. And now,
325 speaking roles.
so now, Austin Butler has Elvis and Dune 2 now. Where was he then when you guys shot this? Because what I love about this is we're looking at this group of handsome young men, and some of you are going to be big stars. Some of you kind of already are.
Well, I got to tell you, these guys, all the great guys that went before them are great guys and fabulous. But I love these guys a lot, and really a real array of great actors in this show, and they've already got great careers going on, and things we'll see pretty quickly, I think. What was the question?
I was sort of getting your reaction to these epic series as a propulsive force in launching big careers. And
well, we're really proud of that,
yeah.
you know, and we want to believe that that's the case, that we're really good at identifying young actors and actresses who really are going to bring it, you know, through their lives.
Yeah.
And we've just been lucky, I'll tell you, but we love them all.
Now, and you told me that, and you'll have to pronounce his name, Shooty.
Shooty, yeah, Shooty Gatwa.
Yes.
The new Doctor Who, right?
Ooh, wow.
Worked as one of the Tuskegee Airmen, and
yeah. And then Isabel May, she plays, she's not in there that long, but
Isabel May is the fairy dust on this show.
She's the face that prompted Taylor Sheridan to write 1883. So I'm sure we're going to see a lot of great things from her.
Yeah, wave, Izzy, will you? Yeah, wow, we love you so much. She really, you wouldn't believe any other woman in the world could make Austin dream of them through the entire war. It's hard to find. Anyway.
She's here, she's wonderful. And I need you to raise the teleprompter to the next thing if you wouldn't mind. Boom.
You're reading?
I didn't want to be reading off note cards, but I was only a semi-pro. So I want all of you guys, tell me a quality about your specific character that most connected you to your character. Let's start with Rafferty.
I mean, for me, there was so many qualities that I was inspired by when I kind of came to know Ken Lemons through his book and through the research I did. I think the thing that stuck out for me most was just his willingness to lead by example. He was always spoken of as such like a warm, humble, loving person. And I think throughout the show, it was really important to be able to kind of bring that to the ground crew and show from their eyes and their ears what they were going through as these guys went off on these missions and sometimes didn't return, or a lot of the time didn't return. So I think it was like his willingness to kind of push through and lead by example to his men.
Barry, how about you? Boy, your character arc is just so shocking and gutting. I mean, it was incredible.
I died ages ago, like episode 3. It's crazy. But they're in spirit, and what connects me? I mean, he's Irish, half Irish. I mean, given that, but you know, I wanted to kind of bring a sense of, you know, the Irish kind of bring a sense of humor to massive things. You know what I mean, and try kind of, you know, play and brush under the carpet. So I wanted to kind of humanize and do that in a way. But yeah.
Well, and Josiah, how about you? I mean, you know, we've since things have been made about the Tuskegee Airmen, but it was a very interesting their rise of importance in World War II was quite a thing to behold. What did you latch on to about your character?
For me, I think that historically, over time, specifically, I guess, I mean, with all of us sitting here, you know, outside of Gary, of course, but, you know, we come from a different generation. And I think that there's like, whoa, I really wasn't joking, my bad. I feel like for us, it's like there's sometimes a detachment, right? Because me growing up, you know, it kind of, these stories kind of felt like folk tales in a way, you know what I'm saying? So to be up close and personal, I think what connected me or attached me to the story was that it really happened. It really happened, and specifically with the Tuskegees, they were in a lot of ways forgotten.